Hello everyone, welcome to my IGTV. I'm here with another video, this time once again about me, but hopefully it can help you. And if you're wondering who's on my shirt, it's Demi Lovato. My sister got this shirt for me when we went to her concert, which was amazing. But today I want to share a story that I had on my heart and had in my mind that just popped up, because a lot of times you go through life and you forget certain parts of your past, and then it just pops up randomly and you're like, oh, I forgot all about that. And so I want to share it because I think it might be important to somebody out there and somebody needs to hear it. So when I was in 5th grade, I know a lot of these stories I had revolve around 5th and middle school, but when I was in 5th grade, my grandmother got me a real gold necklace and it had a cross pendant on it, and it was so nice, and it was one of my first pieces of like real jewelry. And it was also important to me because A, I love necklaces, that's probably my favorite kind of jewelry, and B, because it represented me as it just showed that I was a Christian girl, like I believed in God. And so I really loved it, and I was really honored that she gave it to me. And so I wore that necklace every day for probably about a year, and I rarely took it off except maybe to shower. But even then, I would keep it on most times because it was a real gold necklace, so I figured it probably wouldn't get messed up in the shower. And over time, the clasp on the necklace started to get a little worn and a little loose. So like, you know how the clasp, there's like a hook clasp, and then you have a mouth, and then you push that mouth in to hook in the other side of the necklace. This mouth got loose, and sometimes it would just randomly fall off. But me, being in a young state of mind, I couldn't imagine a time where it would fall off and I would not be able to find it, you know? And so I made do with the clasp that I had. I didn't think, maybe I should tell somebody that it's starting to break, because in my mind, it wasn't fully broken, it was just faulty. And so one day I went to the pool in my apartment complex, and I went swimming. When I got out and got back home, I realized the necklace was gone. It had fallen off while I was swimming, and I was freaking out. I felt so bad. That feeling in the pit of your stomach you get when something bad has happened. That's what I had. So I went back to the pool, but I couldn't find it. And I don't know like where it could have been. Maybe it went in the little filters on the sides. I don't know, but I just accepted that the necklace was gone and went home. And so the next time I saw my grandmother, she asked me about that necklace. And foolish me, I lied. I told her I don't know what happened to the necklace. She asked me if I lost it. And in so many words, I told her I had lost it, but I told her in a way where I was trying to frame it like I didn't lose it, if that makes sense, because, I'm a kid. And so, looking back on it, she probably knew I was lying, but she let it go because it wasn't, I don't know, maybe it wasn't that big of a deal to her. But, I think back on that situation, and I think about how, like, if I had have just spoken up about the clasp being loose, the whole situation could have been avoided. But because I decided to make do with the faulty clasp, I lost out on the whole entire necklace. And even then, like, once I lost out on the whole entire necklace, if I had have just spoken up and said, you know what, I went swimming, the necklace came off, it was because the clasp was loose, and I should have told you that earlier so I wouldn't have to be in this situation, but I didn't. If I had said something like that, she probably would have like gotten me a new necklace, you know what I mean? But because I felt so guilty and bad for not speaking up originally, I felt like it was my fault that the necklace got lost, even though I didn't like set it down somewhere or leave it at a place. It just fell off. And I think back on that situation and say, how many times do we make do with something because we're just too afraid to ask for help? Or we make do with something because we don't want to put in the work to think about a solution for it. How many times? I know I'm guilty of it. I do it even still as an adult. And it's something I work on and something I have to be more conscious of. And I know there are situations where you have to make do and where you might not have a choice. But in the times where you do have a choice, you should definitely look at the problem or look at the situation and say, am I just making do with this? Can this be better in any way? How can I make it better? And what do I have to do to get there? Do I need to ask for external help to make this better? I think that's where a lot of people get, stopped because they don't want to have to involve someone else in their problems. So they just continue to make do with what they have. But when you make do, you end up like me and you lose out on something great or something more improved or a replacement for whatever it is. And that's just, you don't have to live a life like that, is what I'm saying. So that's the end of my story. And like I said, I hope this helps somebody out there who is like me and really hates asking for help. But just know that asking for help is detrimental to self-care, and it's also detrimental to, if you are a parent, helping to raise your kids. I'm a firm believer that parenting is not something that is done 100% alone. Some help has to be asked for along the way, and you have to make sure you utilize that in order to get the help that you need. So thanks for listening. Once again, listen to Weird Mom Podcast on all the major podcasting platforms, and I hope you have a good day.